Hey, let's talk about the 10-point divider, which is actually 11 points. Hey, that's not confusing. Cool. This is a tool that basically gives you equal distances that you can change, but the distance between the points stays the same, like they're each. So you can use it to build grids very quickly, which is useful when you don't really want to figure out the perspective correctly and you're lazy. Hey, that's me. Obviously, the closer the points are, the smaller your grid will be. But we're going to go kind of average-ish and just... So I'm working also on a thumbnail size here. You could work full size on a piece of paper, um, but you know, and this is assuming you already have some sort of sketch going, so you have some reference points because you kind of have an idea of what you kind of want the piece to be. But this is you just adding more points, so you have more stuff to work with. You have more details that you can build out on top of this stuff. So let's go. So this is, I'm going to use this color pencil. This is aqua marine for aquabats, obviously. And I'm just going to set it here and basically have one of the points touch this corner of this. I'm going to say it's a building, right? Like it's a box, but it's a building. I need to draw a building. And at this point, I'm going to set it here. I'm just going to mark those points, right? Like where they are. And I'm going to go all the way off the page. This is, think of this as the page. Like, so I'm doing a thumbnail, and this is kind of what I think the crop will be. And then here we go. So I have that, and then I know that I kind of want this angle of the building, kind of this face, that to look like that. So I basically just look at the numbers. So this is 7, and this is 2. And so all I have to do is stretch it out so that, again, I hit those corners with 7 and 2, except over here now. And then again, I mark them. Markham Polo. Oh, don't leave me. All right. So now I have those points, and then now we just need to combine them. And so we have one side of the grid. And I'm drawing all the way through the page because, you know, I might want to draw something here or whatever. Top of the building, and we're going off into the sky. Again, this is loose. I'm trying to just get the idea across. You can go as tight as you want, obviously. Be like careful. It's also a lot more easy to do this if you're not trying to talk at the same time and make sure the video records, etc., etc., etc. Excuses. Let's see here. Again, like I said, I'm just going all the way down off the page because I want to draw something here in the corner or whatever, and having extra points of reference is always good. So that's, so I know now my vanishing point is somewhere over here, ish. Again, it's like very loose because I just want these references to be kind of close-ish. So, okay, so let's do the other side. So let's see. I'm going to do a different spacing because I don't want the lines to line up. So let's go smaller. So let's say like this. So they're going to line up in the corners, but in the middle it's not going to. So again, I'm going to mark, the points. All the way off the page. And again, I'm being quite loose. Loosey, goosey, something, boozy. And then here, obviously, I don't have, I mean, I could go, I guess I could just go here because I maybe feel pretty good about it. So maybe I'll do that. I'll just go this way. Even though ideally I would go here and mark it there. But let's see, what are the points at? So in this case, let's say it's 2 and 8. So I'm going to go to the edge of the paper and shrink it to 2 and 8. Right, and then I'm going to mark it. It's going to mark them, and some of these are going to line up around where kind of fake horizon is. All right, so and there we go. So I'm using for this side, I'm using Crimson Red for the band Crimson. King Crimson, who are sort of on tour right now under the name Beat, sort of. It's weird. I won't explain it. Nobody cares. All right, so I'm gonna combine these lines. Let's see here. And again, this is just a loose reference, so I can start drawing some details in here. I really, really badly want to get this right. I would probably put it in Clip Studio these days because Clip Studio has excellent tools for perspective. You can set like as many points as you want. Oh, I guess I forgot to draw that one. So I'll go back and fix it. And then, so yeah, you can set as many points as you want, as many kind of horizon lines as you want, and then switch between them, and it will like throw your lines to those points, especially when you're sketching. Super useful. It takes a little bit of learning, but it's like a one-day learning kind of thing. Let's see here. So, did I change my spacing? No. So let's see here. Okay, there we go. So this is approximate, just to give me something, right? So it's creating a slight grid here, and then obviously, you know, there's like, let's say the building goes up, so I'm looking up at it, so it's converging somewhere up there, and there's no way to find that point unless I just kind of fake it, and this is kind of a version of that. I'm faking it. So let's see, right? So like it barely converges, right? Converging is just how much it's like coming together. So I could like, you know, go here, the bottom, and basically put it on one of these lines if I want, and space it out. I think I would again kind of do, maybe I'll go smaller this time, closer together, give myself more lines, more points of reference, more basically a tighter grid. And I'm going to mark those lines. And I'm sure there's, you know, better ways. I think Daniel Warren Johnson also has like a video talking about this in his like one of his perspective things. Probably does a much better job because he does this a lot more than I do. I don't do this very much. This is like only like the 4th time or something that I'm like trying to figure it out. It's just, I just think it's interesting and fun. And then let's go up here. And how many points is it between? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 points. So I'm going to use one of these guys up here. Shrink it down a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then again, mark. If you want to be more precise, obviously try to go closer to the tip. And it'll give you more accurate kind of thing. But again, so And we just combine those lines, and it gives us a lot of reference points, so we can like just add in some details without them looking completely, wrong, which is really all you're trying to do when you're sketching. That's like one of those things that, like, in the past I would try to like use paper and actually like add paper to the edges of like my drawing to try to find the vanishing point, and it becomes like just a nightmare. And it's just, I don't know, like, I think what you have to think about is like, yes, it's more accurate, but is it more useful, right? Like, is your time better spent looking for that vanishing point, that exact vanishing point, or is it more useful to just like kind of be consistent within the scope of what you're doing, because it's like, I feel like this is more useful to me, at least, because I can just kind of quickly do this, and I can also do this kind of grid basically without any drawing there to begin with, just to like have a grid down, and so that's what this is also useful for. And then let's say, yeah, like now I have like all these extra points, and I can like use them as like reference. And you can see it's like a slight convergence going up, but like I just feel a lot more confident now, like actually drawing stuff. I'm just like, yeah, I can do this, like, if it's a small building, then I'm like, I can be like, oh, this is like, it's like windows, basically. I can like just be like, big like skyscraper style windows suddenly that I have access to without having to do very much, right? Without having to measure every single thing. Now I want to put another building here, let's say. I can be like, okay, well, that line is there, so I can like kind of go parallel to it, and suddenly I have a thing there, and I know where this meets the road. This is the road, and I just slowly, let's put another building here. This one goes up more. And again, like, I'm using these as reference, right? Just kind of, and there we go. And it just gives you more stuff, so you don't have to constantly be thinking about this, constantly being like, wait, does this go back to the point? Don't have to constantly grab like a ruler and be like, oh, wait, is this right? It's like, for a sketch especially, this is like more than enough, right? Like, this is like, you don't need as much. You just need to like figure out the composition, figure out like, basic stuff. And obviously, like, if you draw bigger, you can get a lot more points. This goes from like an eighth of an inch. These are half-inch cubes, so eighth of an inch to, I think, about an inch. Let's see here. Yep, so about an inch, right? So that's what you have. And if you're working on like a bigger piece, right? Let's say actually like 11 by 17 or something, then you can be like, but you want like a really tight grid, you can like mark it, right? Mark it. And then without changing the distance here, just move it up, right? And just keep going up or down or whatever, And then you have all these extra points, and it can get really tight if you want. But it's really like, especially for sketching and stuff, like, this is plenty to like get basic ideas, like basic like shapes in there. Like, now I know that like I could put like a weird balcony here if I want or something, right? Like, that's like, suddenly I have like some idea. Well, that could be like a balcony. Why is there a balcony on the side of the building? I don't know. What kind of city is this? I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, it's a fun tool. I think I'll get better with it as I use it more, and kind of just like I need to figure out a way to carry it around safely, basically, because that's like the biggest thing is like it's like stabby a little bit. It's not like sharp, but it is stabby, so it can catch on things, and I don't want to bend it. I don't want to like just yeah. I don't. You know, it's a thing. It costs $40. This thing did, and they can be much more expensive than that, like over 100, which is just fucking stupid. All right. Anyways, I'll leave a link to where I got mine, and if you want to play with it, if you're one of those analog fucks like I am, you know, there you go. Try it out, maybe or not, whatever. I don't care. Fuck it.